Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of Buy and Hold. This is the new series that I'm doing to basically help you guys grow your long-term accounts, help you guys make good decisions with your long-term accounts, and hopefully get you guys on a path to retiring a little bit earlier than you would be normally. So last week, we talked about Ford. I want to say I appreciate everyone who watched that video, everyone who commented, everyone who liked. Do it again this video, guys. Like the video. It really shows me that you guys appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel so that you guys can see these videos right as they come out. And then also, down below, I want you guys to comment what you think of Disney. You don't have to agree with me. You can have a differing opinion. I actually welcome that. I love that. So if you have a different opinion about Disney, let's see it. Yeah, let's see it. And then, comment what you guys want me to do in the future. I'm going to be honest. I'll do videos of stuff I don't like as well. So, names like, Tesla. I don't love that long term, but we could do videos where I'm not, particularly bullish on everything. But let's hop into Disney. Disney here. This is the chart. And the chart is getting to an area that we can begin feeling a little bit more comfortable scaling in. You guys can see we're at 94.50 as I make this video. And I think this line is like at 94.20. So we're getting down to the area where you guys are going to be able to take a starter and feel comfortable based on technicals. So not much here except for we're bouncing. Well, we're not bouncing. We're just down in an area that we have bounced before. So keep in mind, we're in an area that has been a bottom before, and I think that that's probably a good spot to start scaling in. This thing topped at $200, more like 203, but we'll keep it 200 clean. So it's down over 50%, and I'm feeling comfortable beginning to take a starter in my IRA and my long-term account. You guys can see this thing is 90, 94.15, 94.19 is the first scale in I have. And then the second one is from when the COVID crash happened. It's kind of not the exact bottom, but the bottom of those weekly candle bodies. And that is right about 84.30. So then we'll have an average after we get it down to, so we start out at 94 and then at 84, have an average about 89 at that point. This next one is, 77 bucks even, we'll just call it. So after that, your average is going to be 89 bucks. You're going to hit 77. It's going to be somewhere in like the 85, 84 range. And that comes from back here in December of 2013. You guys can see how far back we're having to go for these support levels. But it was a resistance and then it was a support. And then we also have a level at 67.43 from July in 2013. It actually triple topped there on this weekly. So that's a long ways back. This is a these are going to be, if we get down there, that will be a great discount on Disney. But those are my levels for scale ins. Let's move on to a bit of fundamental analysis. So the first thing that jumps out to me here for Disney is the PE ratio is a bit high. And that's the big knock on Disney. Everyone likes, their sales compared to their market cap, so their PS ratio. It's 2.2. Everyone loves that. But they don't love their income to market cap ratio, aka their PE ratio. And why do we not like it? Because it's 54. Market average usually fluctuates between about 13 to 17, depending on the year, depending on the market. But we're sitting at 54. And the reasoning for that is they have a lot of operating costs. It takes a lot of money to make the kind of products they make, to keep up the cruises that they keep up, to keep up the parks that they keep up to the degree that they keep them up, which can be argued as a positive that they're putting money back into what has made them money this entire time. So there's kind of two ways to look at that. So that's the big knock on Disney is their operating costs are very, very bad. They're very, very large. It cuts into their income greatly. And so you guys can see that the PE is a bit high here. The price to sales is great. Price to book is great. Cash per share, that's not bad. So we're sitting right about, what is that? 10%, maybe a little less, like 7% of the market cap. I'm not good at math. So if you fact check me and I'm wrong, don't blame me. Something about 7% of the market cap, or per share. You know what I mean? You know the math I'm doing in my head. The quick ratio, not bad. Debt to equity ratio, not bad, not great. I'm not going to complain about that. It's not terrible. Look at the employees they have. I'd never noticed how many employees they had until now. That's pretty big. So their earnings have gone up very, very nicely this year, and we'll talk about that later. Institutional ownership very high. Insider ownership is actually decreasing pretty heavily. That's interesting. You can see compared to their 0.15 negative 0.11% is pretty big compared to the insider ownership we're seeing. Here are their margins. They're 47% down from 52-week low, 52-week high. They're 4%, 5% up from 52-week low. RSI is leaning towards the oversold. You can see the ATR 3.2. That's average true range. That's how much it moves per day. But this PE just it really sticks out. Everything else that's red here is just, what is this right here? Price to free cash flow. I'm not a huge proponent or a huge guy into the price to cash free flow. Quick ratio is nice. I like to see that at 1. That's pretty nice. This PE, I think we're headed in the right direction. It's similar to kind of Ford. Disney is growing, and I'm going to show you a few ways that they are growing, even though they've been kind of this monopolizing figure in the sector that they're in. I think that they still have expansion opportunities, and I'm going to show you exactly why I think that they have expansion opportunities. So I have a few kind of articles and a few things to go over, just like I did last week. But no, the bear case on Disney is that they do not have a good management of their sales to income. Usually someone with 81 billion sales would have more income than 3.19 bill. So they're putting a lot back in, which I said earlier, it can be good. It can also be seen as mismanagement. So that's your bear case on Disney, is they have so many costs that it's not sustainable long term. But I think we've seen it is sustainable long term. Look how long Disney's been around. It is sustainable. But, that's the bear case. I have to give it to you guys so that you guys at least know what the bear case is. All right, so let's roll up here. This is the first thing that we need to talk about here. Half of U.S. families with young children subscribe to Disney Plus. And the other thing we need to talk about is Disney kids often grow up to very much so appreciate Disney as adults. And so if half of the young children in America are liking Disney and their parents are putting it in front of them, they're going to grow up and they're going to say, my kids should watch Disney. That was a staple of my childhood. Watching Frozen was a staple of my childhood. So my kids, Disney Plus, here we go. It's massive. That's crazy. I don't know if it's ever been that high, because Disney Plus is reaching so many more children and families than Disney has been able to in the past. That's crazy. That's crazy. Just think about that for a second. Half of families with young children subscribe. The impact that Disney has on young children as well. Children, take personalities from shows sometimes. They look up to the characters on shows. And then, they become shaped by those shows. And then they love those shows forever. And then they share those shows with their kids. There's just a really, really kind of historical side to Disney. And the fact that they have half their families with young children subscribed is nutters. Absolutely fucking out of this world. I mean, to me at least. And I also wanted to show you guys this graphic. It's been passed around a bit, but there's some names on here that I bet a lot of people did not know. A lot of people might not have known that ESPN is Walt Disney. FX, Walt Disney. Hulu, Walt Disney. Cruise lines, Walt Disney. Look at all these resorts. Shanghai, Walt Disney. There's a lot of stuff. Marvel, Walt Disney. Most people know that. ABC, Disney. There's a lot of stuff. ESPN is massive. We're going to talk about something tied to ESPN later. Well, not later, in about a minute and a half. But ESPN, big time. That's sports. Fox Searchlight Pictures, huge. Hulu, huge. Disney Plus, huge. ABC, huge. FX, huge. All this Disney stuff, massive. Lucasfilms, massive. This is crazy. This is just so many different streams of revenue, guys. So many different streams of revenue. All right, we need to move on. So right here, you guys could see Disney streaming subscriber growth blows past estimates as company beats on top and bottom line. Now listen to this. On Wednesday, the Walt Disney Company reported that total Disney Plus subscriptions rose to 152 million during the fiscal third quarter, higher than the 147 million analysts had reported forecasts. 5 million more. In the same period, Netflix fucking tanked 30%. Not this exact quarter exactly, but within the past year, Netflix tanked 30% on bad subscription reporting. Disney's not fucking around, guys. Disney ain't fucking around. Disney's not losing subscribers. Netflix is the mismanaged one in the picture there. Disney, we're not losing subscribers. Disney, we're starting to get our cruise lines back in shape. Disney, we just got our parks back in shape. Operating costs are a bit high, but we're not fucking around, guys. We're too big to go down. Recession happens, Disney's too fucking big to go down. It feels like it's recession proof. All right, moving on. Last thing. Disney might go all in on a sports betting app. And they have ESPN. My goodness, guys. The upside here is very, very, very unlimited. They have ESPN. And they might come in with on a sports betting app. Their own app. Disney might come out with their own app. And they have ESPN. Think about that. There doesn't even have to be a partnership. There does not even have to be a partnership. Most places have to partner with the NFL or, the MLB or the NBA. And they're like, these are big things for them. Like DraftKings partners with the NFL as their official betting, blah, blah, blah. Disney has ESPN. That revenue stream would be huge. That would be massive. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. Oh my gosh. We're working very hard on that, says their CEO. Jeez. All right, guys. This video is pretty much over. I want to say thank you all for being here. I hope I gave you guys the bear case at the beginning and then showed why I am very much so not a bear on Disney. I'm a huge bull. Huge bull with swollen balls, ready to drop his balls on this as a starter, and then every single leg, man. I'm going to be bulling the fuck out of this. I hope this drops another 20% so I can keep adding. But yeah, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I love Disney. In Ford. These have been the first 2 episodes, are 2 that I love long term. I started with those. We'll get into some that I don't like later that are very common investments. Some big names you guys might not be expecting, but thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope this video helps. Peace.